Today you'll see the summary of episode 7 of Adventure Time with Fionna and Xake, so let's go to the video. The episode starts on Earth after the Mushroom War, with young Marceline hiding and finding Simon's body. Someone appears behind her, now switching back. Fionna and the others travel to this new universe. Fionna is sad about what happened to the sweets, and Xake tries to cheer her up. Simon says that the energy of the controller is running out and they can only make one more time jump. Some vampires attack them and Xake fights them off. Fionna and Simon make stakes to attack them, but she tries to stab one, but it doesn't work. Xake finishes the job. Simon mentions Marceline and more vampires appear. Xake goes after them and a liquid is thrown at them, and a war car appears with another version of Princess Bubblegum with short hair and an eye patch, in a more black style. She is fascinated by what Xake did and invites her to join the team. She says that the king of the vampires has the magic crown. They get into the car and go to the devastated land of OOO. Meanwhile, in Fionna's world, Bubblegum and Marshall arrive at a party. Marshall is restless about seeing his mother. They enter the dance. Back to the car, we see the Huntress Wizard and Finn's father in that dimension. Bubblegum says they will deal with the vampires with garlic gas. She mentions a person named Estrella, who is below the Vampire King. Fionna realizes that baby Finn came with them and Martin gives him food and likes him. The beetle is looking for them. Prismo ends up speaking nonsense and the beetle has a plan to catch them. And the owl was calling him, he is pulled to another place. Back at the dance, we see Marshall's mother. She talks about them exchanging clothes and trivializes what Marshall was saying to her. They go to change and she comments on him living there before, and then we see Billy, or rather, what is left of him. We see people asking for help and Fionna goes to help, but they are disguised vampires. Martin runs to help Fionna and we see Estrella, who is Marceline. Martin stands in front of Fionna and his soul is pulled. She finishes him off completely. They rescue Fionna and Estrella leaves. Bonnie becomes suspicious of how Simon knows Estrella. He explains that he came from another world and took care of her, and explains that they fell in love after a while. She cuts his neck a little. Fionna gets worried that Xake will become too big to carry them all. She replies that she can control it. Back at the party, the lemons were there, we have a reference to Corazon. Bubblegum gets excited about having so many investors in the room. Bubblegum talks about the taste of the food and the people around are impressed with her. Marshall's mother appears and they go talk, and he watches her talk to her son. A guy appears to talk to him, giving him the perfect opportunity. Meanwhile, baby Finn stays in the car and they make a plan to invade the Vampire King's lair. They separate and start doing their tasks. Fionna sees Estrella getting ready with some vampire servants and talking about Bonnie. A vampire questions why she doesn't just end Bonnie, making her angry and turning the vampires into dust. Simon says she is a monster and Fionna says she didn't have him in this world they're in. We see a bomb turning into a regular garlic. Chicklead is talking to the investor and Marshall's mother makes a speech and comments on her son having hot blood, embarrassing him. Bonnie activates the bombs. The Huntress Wizard enters the Vampire King's room, and the others were destroyed. She was going to shoot at him, but he appears with them in his hands. Marshall's mother keeps talking about him joining the family business. Estrella goes after Bonnie, and the Vampire King talks about not needing the crown, but wanting it. He tells Marceline to finish it, Marshall's mother tells him to say some final words, and Chicklead interrupts and says that she is a terrible mother. Marshall goes to talk to him about how he can complicate his goals and that there are important people there, and he replies that he doesn't care. The fight continues between Bonnie and Estrella. Bonnie tries to stake Marceline, she says they could become a team, but Bonnie says no and they end up attacking the people, and Xake is about to attack the king, but Fionna holds her back. They end up breaking the controller. The Vampire King realizes what Xake was about to do and was about to attack. They end up leaving with the controller working. Marceline talks about Fionna joining her, and they end up falling from above, and Bonnie says if she doesn't let go, she will die too. Xake grabs Marshall's hand and they go to the exit, with his mother screaming, and they kiss, ending the episode with these two couples.